my name's Samantha and this is my very first hair tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to do victory rolls with a Gibson roll at the back. Now this is a very authentic looking 1940s style. Wherever I go, I wear my hair like this most days. This is my go-to look, and wherever I go people always comment on the style, and they always say, "Oh, it must take you forever to do your hair and it looks gorgeous and blah 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 blah." So I thought today I would show everybody how to do this style because it's a lot easier than it looks. So I hope you enjoy this tutorial. If you do, make sure you leave some comments in the bottom afterwards, and thank you very much. I hope it helps. Any questions, just let me know. Okay, so for this hairstyle what you're going to need is lots of bobby pins or Kirby grips, whatever you like to call them, little hair grips. So we've got plenty of those there. You're going to need your hairbrush, you're going to need a comb, a smoothing brush. This isn't essential, the smoothing brush, but it does give you a better finish if you've got one. They're great, they're dead handy. This one came from Primark, it was about £1, so they're not expensive to buy either. So you're also going to need hairspray, everybody needs hairspray. You're going to need a hair rat. Now in the 1940s these were made out of an old stocking that was stuffed with old hair, which is kind of gross, let's face it. So this is a much more hygienic version. This is basically, it's one of these that we've snipped at the ends and sort of turned into a sausage shape. Okay, so if you've got really long hair like mine, you can actually snip a little bit of it off. You can sort of cut into it and snip a little bit off to make the hair rat a bit thinner, because you won't need as much thickness to it when it's wrapped around hair that's already quite long, because you're going to have, it's going to bulk it out a bit. So without any further ado, let's get started. So you need to start off by brushing through your hair, because this ensures that you don't have any cotters and tangles in it before you start, because when you start to back comb your hair in a moment, you really don't want tangles in it, because that's when you're going to start getting breakages in your hair. And especially if you've got hair the same colour as mine, where it's bleached to beyond belief, you don't want to be damaging your hair any further. So what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put a parting into my hair, nice side parting into my hair, not too far over, it doesn't need to be too big a parting. There we go, that should do. Now I will tell you that this hairstyle goes in much better if your hair is either a day or 2 days old, sort of from being washed. If it's too clean, you can get them in, but it's just a little bit of a nightmare. It's a bit fiddly, and especially if you've got thin hair or dye straight hair, it sort of seems to like flop a bit, and you don't want floppy hair, we want nice straight hair. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this front section and I'm going to pull it back like that, brush back the extra bits, and I'm going to make sure that there's no tangles in this bit before we start. Now what I need to do is I need to back comb at the root. I'll give it quite a bit of back comb, because that will give your victory roll plenty of place to stand up onto. You don't need to be too vigorous with it. We'll give it plenty of back comb in. Then what you need to do to make sure that this bit doesn't look, if you look quite closely, it's sort of quite bushy and doesn't look very smooth and straight. So we're going to put in a bit of hairspray, and we're going to take our smoothing comb and just smooth the front layer so that it gives it a much smoother finish, but you've still got all the back combing behind there. So then what we're going to do, I'm going to have to duck right down to show you. You're going to take your hair and you're going to wrap it around one finger at the very ends and turn it over, and then slide your finger out carefully without undoing that, and then you just begin to roll it all the way down. until you've got it into position. Okay, so what you need to do now is just pop one Kirby grip in it first. And you should be able to let go of it like that, so that you can sort of finish it off, get it how you want it to be, get in the right position, make sure it's all right before you put another Kirby grip in. Now I would never recommend only ever doing it with one Kirby grip. That's pretty solid, but as the day goes on you want more than that to keep it nice and straight. So we're just going to put another one further back into it, and that'll just keep it in place. Okay, so that's victory roll number one, nice and easy, not as hard as it looks. Okay, so now we're going to do the second one. For the second side you've got a lot more hair, obviously because we've done a side pattern, you've got a lot more hair in this section, so you might not want to take quite hair from quite as far back as you did from the other side. Okay, same thing again, we're going to back comb, but this time what we're going to do is we're going to concentrate on this area to back comb. You don't really need much back combing in this bit here. Okay, so we're just going to take the brush, we're just going to back comb in this corner here, further down towards your head. That just ensures that this bit sort of has a good shape to it and doesn't flop down. And again, we're just going to give it a spritz with a hairspray, smooth it out to make sure that we don't have any scruffy ends in it. I'm going to take it again. Now you can't see, I don't know how to get down so you can see it. There we go. We're going to take it down. It's much easier if your hair isn't this long. So you can just take it down and you can roll it. And you're rolling it towards the first victory roll so that it's right next to it. There we go. And you just need to hold on to it while you pop your first hair grip into it. Make sure you're pushing it towards so that it's sort of squishing the other one to begin with, so that when it's in, it's right, you've got it perfect. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to put our second hair grip in there, right in the deep depths of that victory roll. And then you've got your both sides done. Now sometimes you might feel that you need to put extra hair grips in the back. So I'll try and do that discreetly should you want to do that. Now to get these victory rolls, these are quite big victory rolls. That's obviously because I've got a lot of hair. If you want this kind of volume and you've got less hair, back comb more basically. So the more you back comb, the bigger your victory rolls are eventually going to look. You can really tighten them up should you not want them quite as prominent. Okay, so we've done that bit, we've got that bit in. So now for the back bit, this is where this bit's called the Gibson roll, and this is where your hair wrap comes into play. So what we're going to do is, I'm always pulling at mine, so you just kind of sort of pull it nice and straight so that it's not too fat. And what you need to do, this is going to be quite difficult to show you. What you need to do is you need to, I'm just going to check that you still see that, you need to wrap your hair around the middle, like so, and then pull it down, and then when it reaches the nape of your neck, like that, take one Kirby grip, and you just place that into the middle, like that. Okay, so you've got it sort of, it's just holding it into place now. So now what you need to do is you need to take your side bits. What you need to do is, I'll show you from behind, you need to tuck those bits underneath your hair at, so that you can see it like that. I'll just turn around while I do this so I can see where I'm putting my bobby pins in. You need to put them sort of right at the top where you've done all the tuck in. That's where you need to put your bobby pins. There you go. Now, and then we're going to do the same, exactly the same on the other side. Take the hair up and around and tuck it in. You might find it a little bit harder on the second side when you've done the first side already. You can have a play around with it. If it feels that when you've done one side, the other side goes a bit loose, take the other side out and then put that back in again. I'm just feeding more and more pins into the back of that to make sure it's nice and secure. Okay. It feels nice and secure now. And that's it, you're done. So all you need to do now is hairspray. And when you've got little flyaway bits while it's wet, just sort of get those bits to go up and around. And you're done. And you can put a hair flower in, you can either put one in that side. I like to put them in this side where there's sort of not so much stuff going on, because obviously you've got your victory rolls sort of to that side. It's nice to put something in the opposite side to make sure that it evens things out a little bit. But this is my basic go-to hairstyle, and I hope you've liked this tutorial. If you have, make sure you leave some comments in the bottom. If there's any hairstyles particular that you want to see, also leave them in the bottom. And thank you very much.